Good afternoon. My name is John Williams. I am chairman of the Kingsport Higher Education Commission, and today is a very exciting day for Kingsport and our regional citizens. In a special called meeting of the Kingsport Higher Education Commission and the Kingsport Board of Mayor and Aldermen less than an hour ago, in fact just about a half an hour ago, the two bodies approved the necessary resolutions and agreement to enable and welcome East Tennessee State University as a member institution in the Kingsport Center for Higher Education. Several decades ago, ETSU came to Kingsport and began teaching in the Allendale facility. A few years ago, ETSU began offering classes in downtown Kingsport in the Press Building, and we celebrated that event. In those few years, the number of ETSU students downtown has grown beyond expectations. Today, we celebrate the arrival of ETSU in the Higher Ed Center. I think I'm taking very little risk when I predict the number of ETSU students in Kingsport is going to grow at a significant pace. The Higher Education Commission and the leadership of East Tennessee State University have worked diligently and aggressively for us to be where we are today. Of course, I want to acknowledge Dr. Nolan and his leadership team, Mayor Clark and city management team for their efforts to make this happen. I also want to acknowledge our current member institutions, Northeast State Community College, King University, Lincoln Memorial University, Milligan College, for their continuous support of our efforts to provide higher education opportunities for the people of our city and our Kingsport area communities. The value of higher education has been proven time and again, and today's actions provide even more opportunities for growth. In our city's 100th year, just a few days ago, on our 100th birthday, we reflected on our values from day one, including setting a high standard for our education system, a standard that has never been compromised in 100 years. As we celebrated, we heard often of the Kingsport spirit. I'm very pleased to say that spirit is alive and well and thriving in our education efforts and our higher education. We're blessed to live in a city where we were the first to promise 2 years of tuition-free college for every graduate of our city high school. That concept grew and was adopted by Sullivan County to offer that option to every high school graduate in the county. And more recently, our original Educate and Grow plan in Kingsport was adopted for statewide use and is now known as Tennessee Promise. Our academic village and our higher education center have been recognized and lauded all over this nation. Today, we are taking a big step by welcoming our largest regional university inside the walls and halls of learning at our Center for Higher Education. This is not the end of the higher education journey for Kingsport, but it's a significant milestone along the way. So today we acknowledge those who started the journey 100 years ago, and those who walk it today, those who are working and planning to take us more miles toward our goals. The individual who serves as our city's highest elected official and serves on the Higher Education Commission as well is our Mayor, John Clark. Please welcome Mayor Clark.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say how great it is today for Kingsport. As we turn 100 years old last week, we now start a new century with some amazing improvements to our city, and the first one being the ETSU move to our downtown higher ed center. I was honored today to have both mayors Dennis Phillips and also Jeanette Blazier here as well for this announcement, and they played a very instrumental part in our success. Shows the continuity and the focus and leadership around education, especially as it relates to higher education. So and one of our goals, I think one of the things that makes our city so unique, as I mentioned many times, is that we strive to differentiate our city on many different fronts, and of course education at all levels being one of them. And so this is another major important milestone to help us achieve that goal. So I'm thrilled to be representing our citizens today in this just an amazing accomplishment that has been in the works for the last 17, 18 years. And we're just so grateful to all of the leaders and the folks that have been involved, both from the City of Kingsport side and also from ETSU side as well, to help achieve this amazing accomplishment today. So on behalf of a very grateful city and citizens, I just want to say thank you to all of the the key players and the leaders who have really pitched in to make this happen. So at this time, I'm honored to ask Dr. Brian Nolan, the president of ETSU, to come forward to share his thoughts about this milestone day for Kingsport and for our region.
To Mayor Clark, to Chairman Williams, thank you for making today possible. I have the honor to represent more than 2,600 faculty and staff who call East Tennessee State University home, and to represent almost 14,700 students who attend our institution for a singular purpose, and that is to realize their dreams of a better future for themselves and for their families. But I have the true honor to carry forward a mission that was established by our founding president, Dr. Sidney Gilbert, in 1911, who in his inaugural address stated that the purpose of East Tennessee State University was to improve the quality of life for the people of our region. And since our founding in 1911, we have been focused on that mission, a mission of service to the people of Central Appalachia, a mission of service to the communities that call Appalachia home. I'm an individual who enjoys numbers, and there are a couple of numbers that I think truly tell the impact of our university. If you were to draw a 30-mile circle around the main campus, 80% of the individuals in that circumference who have a baccalaureate degree receive that degree from our university. You'd be hard-pressed to find another institution in the country who has that impact from a numerical perspective. But numbers do not tell the story of a university. The story of a university is told through its people, its students, and the things that happen when those people and students come together. Each year at commencement, towards the tail end of the commencement ceremonies, I ask those who are the first in their families to stand and be recognized. And without fail, at a minimum, half of our graduating class stands, the first in their family to realize the dreams of a college degree. For generations to come, citizens from Kingsport will walk in their footsteps, having the opportunity to realize their dreams of a better future for themselves and for their families. This academic year, more than 900 individuals are enrolled here already. I anticipate that number will grow significantly as we transfer into the Higher Education Center. We've had a presence in Kingsport for generations. What we announced today is the deepening of that presence for generations to come. I want to take a moment to thank our staff. The true accolades and the true thanks for today are directed to Dr. Rick Osborne and his staff. I want to take a moment to thank Dr. Elaine Boone, who really makes the operations here in Kingsport move. 3 years ago, when we moved into the Food City Center, overnight she took what was a shell and turned it into a Center for Learning. And within the next 4 months, she's going to pick that Center for Learning up and move it into the permanent home for the university. Thank you for what you do for our institution. Thank you for what you do to open the doors to students from across the region. There are examples of partnerships that I could talk about all morning, from a partnership we announced in the fall to ensure that students who want to pursue careers in nursing have the opportunity to do so here and to have jobs in Kingsport. But in the end, it's all about our mission. We were an institution founded for a singular purpose, to improve the quality of life for the people of our region. And for generations to come, that is what we have done, and for generations to come, that is what we'll do because of the thing we announced today, a deepening of our partnership with Kingsport. I know that there was an event that occurred in Nashville last night that everyone's talking about, but in 10 years, what people will remember for the month of March is what we're doing here today. Thank you all for the chance to represent our university.
Thank you, Dr. Nolan, Mayor Clark, and thanks to all who are involved. And I want to say special thanks to all of Kingsport for supporting our efforts as we work hard to enjoy the benefits of higher education for our community and for all the communities that look to Kingsport as their center for work and for business and commerce. So we are so pleased to have that support and to be able to move forward today. So thank all of you, and thank you all for your interest in what we're doing.